All right, everybody. How we doing today? Today I wanted to bring up the subject of blessings. And it starts off with the song called The Blessing. Carrie Job and her husband basically took some lines out of the Bible and made just a beautiful song. And first lines are, may the Lord bless you and keep you, and may his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. You think of that simplicity of just what it feels like to have the sun shine on you, that is the light of God kind of just falling upon you. And I want to couple this with your habits. I know that seems like a really odd pairing, but sometimes your habits are a blessing. And, inside your habits, they're created from what in some scientific circles might parallel to your genes, like what your habits are sometimes a blessing and a curse. But your genes are as part of your character, like what you were naturally born to do. Like, did you run towards the loud noise or did you run away from the loud noise? A loud noise might attract you and you're going to be an extrovert, and a loud noise might scare you and you want to be an introvert. Those are like internal things based on that build your character or make your character. So then your habits kind of form from that. That's obviously a little deeper than what most people. But if you want to explore some of that, there's a book called Atomic Habits that I've been listening to that might give you some nice insight as to what allows you to be inside the world that you live in. And it can also, for those of you that want to break out of the world that you're into and capture the blessings that the Lord put upon you at your creation, you can harness those, because you listening to the book or even in prayer, you look at the things that excite you and you allow them to guide you. And the challenge is when it's hard but it feeds you, you're on the right path. If it's hard and it doesn't feed you and it just keeps getting more difficult and more difficult, then you might be on the wrong path. However, you can't confuse the difference between it's hard and I'm bored and it's hard and I'm not gaining any traction. And what I mean by that is, like, repetition can become boring. But if it feeds you because you actually like the outcome of it, you should keep doing it. Because you're trying to get to the point of mastery. Think of like all the musicians that practiced for years and years and years. I'm sure they got bored doing scales. And I'm sure that there was a time when it seemed like a pointless thing. But the nice thing is that once they mastered those scales, holy mackerel, they could fly up and down the fretboard. I mean, I don't know if y'all watch bluegrass like Billy Strings. Just pull up a YouTube of him, man. That dude flies up and down the fretboard like nobody's business. And he's like 30 something years old or what. Maybe he's 30. But he's been doing it for a long time. Or look at any accomplished violinist. And I could go on and on with athletes and all that kind of stuff. So, kind of pulling this back around to the blessing, the Lord puts this grace upon you. And he is for you. At the end of the song, he talks about, or they sing about, how he is for you. He put these things in you. The key, or the journey of life is finding the habits that feed you, that give you the ability to give back to others in a way that it almost becomes effortless. Just like the people who did the repetitions over and over and over again, to the point now where they get paid to go do the thing that they love to go do. And they keep going and doing it. Look at like Yo-Yo Ma. That dude, I mean, he gets to play all over the world, and to him, it's like a walk in the park. But I guarantee you, he spent decades. Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't know. But he's definitely spent a lot of time practicing. And what I'm wanting to really put together with this is that there is a blessing that happened in your life, and you might actually look at it as a curse. And what your job is to not let it be a curse. My wife talks about this all the time, where she is a planner. Like, she can see in the future and like see things before they happen. And sometimes she can't keep her mouth from saying it, and just like she can already see it. So it's like this blessing that she can see in the future and see what needs to be done, but not allowing the person who maybe is in the audience with her to see it as well and let them come to it first. Or she doesn't know her own constraints and she piles it upon herself because she wants to do this and she wants to do that and she wants to do this, and then it's all of a sudden she's got this monolith of lists of things to do, because she feels like, oh my gosh, if I do all these things, it'll be so amazing. So the blessing is that she can see in the future, but the habit that she has to learn is how to control it. So if you're stuck, if you're in this place where like you can see that you are on the right path, but your habits are not, they're not working, I'd suggest you to pick up that book, Atomic Habits, and find out how to change the way that you look at doing the things in your life, because I'm in the middle of it. I mean, I'll be the first one to step up to the plate and say, oh, it's me, I'm one of those guys that just, my habits are not that great, I mean, I try to create a habit to talk to you all like twice a week, and I was on a roll for a while, but then I dropped the ball. My habit didn't turn into a habit. I got distracted. And distraction can be a habit too, which really stinks, because I really enjoy doing these things. Now I'm finding out that my brain starts working when I'm driving the car, so now I got to drive and talk to you. But that's okay. I mean, it flows. I mean, this is the way it's been. Like, it's one of the gifts that the Lord gave me. I was able to drive down the road and write music all the time. Like, I've driven out to Colorado like 10, 15 times, wrote songs all the time, every time I drove back and forth, yeah. So where are those songs, you might ask? Well, they're on a piece of paper, because I didn't create the habit and the belief to be able to say, I can go out and share these with the world. Somebody might like them, somebody might not. But guess what? It takes me to freaking take the effort to go out and do it. I got to form the habit. And I also have to trust. If this is going to work, I mean, you look at all the people who wrote bad songs, but then they wrote a couple good ones because they kept at it. They kept practicing it. They didn't get bored at it. I'll admit it. I got bored. I kept doing it, and it's like, and then I got distracted by drugs and alcohol and just, things like that. Music, other music, like the Grateful Dead, which I'm not putting them down, but it just took my attention away from myself. So when you have a passion in your heart, there's a gift involved that the Lord gave you. And that's the blessing. And the blessing can be then given back to the world in your habits. So, the basis of this talk, look at your habits. Look how they come around the blessings that you have of you enjoying this life, because that's the biggest blessing in the world, is that you're actually breathing. I mean, I know for 10 minutes you listen to me. Hopefully I help you. And I'm sure there's 100 other things that I hope you're listening to, because there's so much out there right now that can make your life easy and make your life a blessing, because it is. It's like the saying goes, life, the present is a present. The present moment is a present. Like, it's a gift. You don't know if it's going to happen tomorrow. You don't know if it's going to happen in 10 minutes, but that's a gift. So just embrace it. So hopefully that takes you to step out of your own confusion today, and you look at your blessings, and just know that they came from God. And if you feel like there's something that's a curse, look a little deeper, because I bet you there's something in there that you're going to be able to find that's going to help you become a better person, to yourself, to your family, to the world at large. So, with that, I say peace out. I love you.